everyone, my friend Jude and I are going to do a series of videos on some activities you can set up for your child based on things you already have around your house. We'll be mainly focused on kids between the ages of 2 and 12, and we really love working out processes that enable your child to do most things from start to finish on their own. Through this process, they are able to find happiness within themselves, within their activity. So today we're going to start with things you'll most likely have in your kitchen. We're going to go head over to Jude's house and see what she's prepared for us.
Welcome to my kitchen, and I'm here, my name is Jude, and I'm going to help all those parents out there get their kitchen ready for their child to learn some basic skills and things that they'll love, that will keep them busy and occupied, and that they can complete and do themselves. If you look onto the bench, I've got lots of kitchen things that you can get organised and give this kind of thing a go. And today we're going to start with pouring. This is for hand-eye coordination, concentration, balance, and we simply have a tray, 2 bowls and a spoon. I've got some popping corn, and all we're going to do is we're going to spoon from one container to the next. Now the children will love the noise of that. You can use peppercorns, rice, ouzo, all kinds of things. Keep it interesting, switch it up, one thing at a time, and then when they're finished, I'll pour it back and it's completed. Now when the children are doing the activity, they need to be somewhere where they can freely use their arms, have proper balance. You could go to a coffee table with a cushion and they could kneel on it, or if they're lucky enough to have a little table with life-size children's chairs, they could use it at their table, or you could set it up at the breakfast bar, but they need to be stable so they can use their arms properly and enjoy the activity.
So, welcome back. Some of you might be thinking there's no way a child would be interested in that activity. It's way too simple, but I assure you they love it. They love the process, and it gives them purpose, and it's a task that they can achieve. I was initially like you when I first saw this activity. I thought no way would a child want to do this, but I was blown away by how often children actually did this activity. It was all of the time, and one day, the day it finally was cemented in my head that it was awesome was the day I saw a child spend an hour doing this activity. So your children might spend 5 minutes doing it, or they might spend an hour doing it. They might come to it multiple times in a day, or they might not touch it for 2 or 3 days, and then they might come back to it. So it's just a really great activity to have around and available for them to use. It's a great activity for kids aged 2 to 6, and just remember to prepare it beforehand. If you're not lucky enough to have a tray like Jude, a simple oven tray is really good, because it's really useful to have it in a tray that has sides, just because the likelihood of your child spilling things as they're doing it is high. So, and that's absolutely okay. Like, they're going to spill things because they're practicing and they're learning how to move their arms and all that kind of stuff. So you want it contained. When you go to show your child this activity, some things you can do say is things like, would you like to do some spooning? I'm going to have a go first to show you how it works. Make sure you do the activity in its entirety, completely, start to finish. Start by putting it into one bowl and then bringing it back to the other bowl and putting the spoon back and showing them. This is all a non-verbal demonstration, and you just allow the child the quiet time to observe the activity. A really fun tip to change up the contents is, and there's also a different activity for kids to do, is put some rice in like a plastic container and squirt some paint in it, put it outside with a paintbrush, and get the kids to mix it up. And then once the rice is all covered with paint, you just leave it out in the sun to dry, and then you've got green rice or blue rice or red rice or whatever that you can put in your bowls. These activities are designed to come back to multiple times. So it's really good to mix up the bowls and the spoons and the contents like every 3 or 4 days. It creates a whole new activity for the child, but it is exactly the same process, and the process is what's important with this activity. So comment below, let us know how you went with introducing this activity. If you've got any questions or want any further information, just let us know, and we'll see you next time. Cheers.